Hello and welcome to the stream. It's Hunter Murray here with Brescia FC and Football Manager 2022. We're finishing out the season today after we had some technical difficulties last time. It kind of ended the hopes of pushing that stream to the end. We do get to then focus on the Coppa Italia Final. We do have a game against Juventus leading into that, and we kind of only have big names, Roma and Inter after that, although Roma in a down seasons. But some quality teams. I think we don't have much left to play for in Serie A. I mean, I guess we got to keep doing the best we can do, but we've already clinched Champions League. We're, I guess, not officially out of it, but we're 7 points behind Milan. Essentially, they have to lose out, or they would have to have like a terrible goal differential, and even then, I don't know if we purely beat them in goal differential, like, I don't know, even if we tie, they beat us twice. So even if we tie on points, I don't know. So it would almost have to be a win out for us, a lose out for them. And I just don't see that happening. So I think we'll take the Juventus game a little bit seriously. And then meanwhile, I think we've clinched second place. Yeah, Inter needs 13 points to pass us. So we put ourselves in about as good of a position as we could, but not quite enough. We'll just jump right back in. And I need to do this with the important Inter game. Defending. Keep going to the wrong spot. Okay. And then I'll look at Roma on a different day. Tomazic goes somewhere else, wins a cup. Interesting. De Pescalis doesn't look too impressive. And Nordberg's salary is up. Yeah. You're fine. I don't think that's a move we would do, though. I honestly don't know what I want to do for this game. I think I want to come out aggressive. Welcome in. Yes, yeah. I mean, so my Saturday I try to get it out a little bit earlier in general, but yeah, the other days I have to do the late nights after work. So glad you could get something at like a normal time. Champions League, Man United have the advantage over Arsenal, and it stays that way. Yeah, yeah, I understand that. I mean, yeah, I love this game. I would love to be able to stream it at like a more normal time for like for the UK, and I mean, I'm doing an Italian team. It's, something a little bit nicer for some European, but I just unfortunately the full-time job gets in the way, and that's the one that actually pays me though. We're working on that now. Here, not that it's going to replace my regular income anytime soon. Right. I like the natural fitness. This guy's really good. Some intriguing players coming up here. I don't know. A different goalkeeper. Interesting. Scout him just to be sure. And then on the other side, Man City, Man United. Man City does enough. It will be a Manchester derby for the Champions League. I just want to go curl up in a ball and die a little bit. But Chelsea tried. Sort of. That's a shame. I guess I could play this one in my more balanced. Well, even in my balanced, I play a higher tempo, so it's probably a moot point in terms of using guys. Andrade can play. Yeah, I guess the only other question would be, do I prefer... Patras to play? Just to make sure Karnaseki is perfect for the the cup game? I can. Fine. Asshole. I think I'm going to go Petros versus Juventus. It might be a dumb decision, but I don't think we're not going to lose second place. It's just how far ahead does Milan beat us by? And like if they would happen to lose, then you would feel like an idiot. Yeah, Ludwig doesn't. Oops. It doesn't look like he's gonna make it. This guy could be, but he looks kind of fringe. With a lack of consistency. What's your balanced? And then this guy's maybe a little bit more intriguing. We'll leave it. Asshole. Note to self. Never sign a temperamental player ever again. I don't think there's any other youth guys on the fringe going into these final couple of weeks to give them a chance. Cozy. Maybe. That's a lot of people. And then the under 18s, which we've tried to get more people involved recently. Yeah, he just doesn't have the athleticism to... Okay. A lot of that work. This is our last home game in the stadium. I didn't even realize that. I mean, I knew it was... I forgot that neutral site and then 2 away matches to end the season. A goodbye to Mario Rigamonti, which has been a fortress for us in the last couple of seasons. How much do you want revenge against Juventus? Yeah, we're reaching to set the record straight. Yeah. I expect them to challenge us regardless. Yeah, we just need to keep working hard. Expect your attack focus. We'll certainly be hoping for Pong. Yeah, he's definitely a very quality player. Definitely a buzz in the air. Vega Stromberg. Yeah, he's a game changer. Yeah, anybody would love to have a player of his calibers. He's well suited for this match. Yeah. How do you prepare for this match experiences they put together? I don't think we'll approach this game focused on our own. I do think we have to be at our best, though. Juventus are still a threat. They're still, I think, very clearly one of the top 4 teams in Serie A. Title chances? Nah. We're gonna let the boys play. If they can't get up for it, for these next couple of games, there's nothing. Oh yeah, I guess I could have left Cozy. Well, I don't think I would have played Cozy in this game. The final 2 games. How many points am I off the top? 7. 7 points. With 3 games remaining. So we have to win out, and Milan have to lose out. They've got us beat by a 10-goal differential, and they beat us twice in head-to-head. So I think it's very unlikely. I guess it could happen, but they would have to, more than double their losses. So, so I want to take this one a little bit seriously, but I think we will rotate ahead of. It's like a little thing of my. Oh, I know what it is. Okay. Yeah, second look. Yeah, second we are locked in. Nothing Inter can do even after their game. They're 10 points behind. So, Europe, we got through. We finished second. Let me just go to the competitions. But then we got Arsenal, who obviously made it to the semifinals in the Champions League. So we played them pretty well, but they were just a couple moments of quality better. I think they got like a direct free kick or something one of the games. Like, I don't know. They just did enough to hang around. And so we lost there. And then we did beat Milan, at least through 2 legs, to get to the final here. Yeah, English teams being good in the Champions League. Surprise. Yeah, I mean, literally, in this universe, it was all English teams. It was Chelsea, Man U, Arsenal, and Man City. So, and the finals, Man United. So, or a Manchester derby. So, we kind of came up against it's destined to go to England. Now we're gonna play positive. I'm gonna try to control it. So I think Pekovic is too important. We need him to play against Inter. And I think... Not that I think Abdullev is super important to that, but I think just because Comas won't be fully sharp, I'd rather have a sharp Abdullev. And then we'll leave Carboni in here. On the right, I don't think it really matters. I think I'm going to go Nordberg, though, with the intention. Nordberg, Gossens, with the intention of Birkenbaum next round. Martinarini. And then I think I'll just leave Raska here as not to, like, rotate the whole team. And I'm trying to get Valeta time, but I know Cueva it's begging for game time, so we'll do that. And then we're also going to be a little weaker in the front as we get Jenner. And I'm going to go Stromberg, even though Satriano's not quite right. I just think the best pairing that I have is Satriano and Cabrera in the next game. Although, if it does go to, like, penalties, Satriano has to be there. So I wonder if it's worth, like, playing him 60 here, get him just a little bit sharper. It's fine. And I am going with the backup keeper. And unsurprisingly, Juventus looking for every point possible. They are taking it very seriously. Have their starting crew in. I think I'll hold the I have faith stuff for next game. He can kind of do both. I don't think... I mean, he can get in across. Pong is definitely going to try to push up. Can't believe they don't have Mapondo in the center, but I guess Odegaard is pretty good too. guess we'll do that. Brescia were impressive last time. Yeah, we always want to keep playing well and keep the momentum rolling. Juventus are currently lying in 4th place. Yeah, we definitely have our work cut out for us. Almost time for the last ever match. Can you give it an appropriate send-off? I know we have special memories of the place. I'm hoping to say goodbye in the right way. I should have saved before this game. Had a crash last stream, so. Important matches. How big is the new ground? It's not too much bigger. I don't think. Like, honestly, I think in hindsight, we probably should have, like, tried an expansion and then, like, another expansion and then built a new stadium or something. But I don't know. All of our other facilities are, like, state-of-the-art now, so it also kind of makes sense to have built an early stadium. I can't remember the exact number, but I want to say it's, like... Because I think the current is, like, 21, and I think we might only be going up to, like, 28,000, I want to say. So not, like, a huge increase, but we've also been capped at our season ticket holders the last, like, 3 seasons, so a little bit more coming in at minimum. Oh. Yeah, oh yeah, I guess it is about that time. Should really pay more attention to that now. Yeah, so essentially, I'm not sure of the numbers, but I think right now we're at like 22,000, I think, max capacity. And I think we're going to like 28, 29, something like that. So a little bit more. But not too crazy. I mean, I think he was probably offside, but maybe not. I honestly, I don't know. I was going to just not talk about it. Because, like, well, at least he's a center back, I guess. I mean, that's their striker skying it, so I don't know. Maybe some last... some final juju in the... Weird. Was he onside for that? Oops. Sorry. I am gonna bring the line down though. Okay, this is like okay, too crazy. Especially with guys just missing. The guys are like too pumped up. Oh, what a ball. And an excellent finish from Stromberg. More like it. I think I am still going to drop the line, though. Mapondo has looked close a couple of times. like accidentally knock my... Quick answer there. He did that to me before, and now I'm just mad. Shorter team today, too, unfortunately. Fiorentina going off against Benevento, which is a team we just beat. Carboni missing one from like 2 yards out before decides, you know what? I got it from 16. Or 18. What an idiot. I guess it's not on inherently. Shoot less often. Maybe I should make it. That was curling in. Fingertip save from Petras to get the second half started. They go back post this time. Oh, yeah, I probably should have checked out Yenner. And a little heavy. Yeah, it seems like Yenner's not going to be okay. Yeah. That's my fault. Should have took care of that at halftime. Stromberg again. Maybe one more with Yenner on the field. Nah, it will be a corner though. Cueva booked. Goslin's striding forward. Going all the way on his own, I guess. Swings it into Satriano, who's just on one of his first touches, so I'm sure. Really poor from Raska there. Just kind of let the player go by. That's interesting alignment. Satriano. Oh. He had to be on. Didn't he have to be? Might just be. This might be one of those. But where were the actual 2D dots on this one? He was on. Nice. I mean, bold by Raska to go with the the lob there, but I guess it was a center back staying up to head it forward to for the assist. That was even closer than I thought. We'll go back to Barcelo. And I'm going to get Danilo Pekovic out there for a big body in the middle. Close. Dangerous. Mapondo, what a save by Petras. How is he there? That might have been the best goal-scoring chance for either side. I think fortunately for us, it seems like Juventus was pretty tired coming into this one, so just not able to make the full speed runs in behind that they want to, I think. Or at least not all game long like they want to. Yeah, I think we don't really mind that, so I'm kind of into... I'm okay with tackling harder. Yeah, I think the bigger thing that I saw there was both wingbacks pushing forward, or fullbacks pushing forward. I'd like to handle that. I was gonna say, I think one of those guys I didn't tell. Stromberg with a chance. Thought he was just gonna take the shot. I mean, I don't mind. Nordberg, Stromberg. And an inch perfect tackle in the box. Nicely read by Barcelo there. And good work on the breakout. Tight windows to pass through there. Satriano will go, and hey, we'll take another. They threw 3 guys up top this time. Oh, make them pay. Put it home. We push, fighting for it, but again, we'll kind of take the free kick in added time here. Martinarini has a goal! The man scores only bangers. And he does it here to send off Mario Rigamonte. Glorious fashion and a massive victory. Nasty. I wish he played a little bit... I wish he was a little higher level, because he scores some nasty goals. And that is it. Yeah, that crazy chance for Mopondo. Really could have made the difference in this one. But as it stands, a 3-1 victory. Where we looked like the better team in general. I felt. We're about to find out. Can't. Yeah, I love it when it all works. Yeah, one of those moments to get you out of your seat. What a goal. Unbelievable. I think they play tomorrow. They're the last game of the weekend, but they're against Sampdoria. Oh. Or maybe Atalanta. Actually, I don't know. I don't know. One more day. Ooh, baby, 14K. Ah, good for Cueva. That kind of popped out of nowhere. Yeah, good luck, Fiorentina. Good luck. Gotta do the press conference first. I want to see if we have a chance too, but I'm assuming they're gonna do pretty well. Good result for your side out there. Yeah, I'm pleased with the result. Positive match. We put the pressure on him. Yeah, it's not really a big deal. But if we can set the pace, we'd rather set the pace. What do you think? Mario Riga, Monte. Yeah, I mean, we love the home field advantage. Oh, there it is. I must have missed it. Or there later in the afternoon. Milan versus Atalanta. They score in the 5th minute. And we will not have a chance at first place. Well, the last 2 games are going to be against tough opponents in Roma and Inter, so we get to maybe see what some of the younger guys could do. Nordberg and Gossens pick up too many yellow cards. I think that's just for Serie A. Yeah. So, we'll be short some wing buttons. Yeah, I think that's exactly what it is. We get to see maybe some lesser teams or lesser players against some pretty good squads with no pressure. Nothing to play for. Milan, our crown champions. God, their stadium's huge. I didn't even pay attention. Leaky. My defense? Never. Not bad. No real... Well, yeah. There was kind of a reason for that. Yeah, we just made him play flat again. Four years ahead of schedule. Honestly, I feel like they went back in time in the club's vision at some point. I don't know when I agreed to that stuff, but all of those things are things we've been doing for like 4 years, so... I would like to see it get to like 13, maybe, you know? The problem is his technical's never going to be good enough. Sure, we do that thing that we switch. I'll do it at the end of the season, but yes, I was planning on that. I would love to do that, but he's going to yell at me. So I'll just move on. Yeah. Oh, he's at PSG. It's like, oh, a Peruvian midfielder. I have one of those. Oh. I don't think you're worth a non-EU spot, though. But I do like that he's kind of got it in, like, the right places, at least with his technical skills. No. We've been here before. 2 years ago. Three years ago. We've won the cup. Alright, boys, just remember that feeling. I know only some of you were here, but Birkenbaum left out of Germany by Klopp. Valeda dropped by Uruguay because he's just a fringe guy for them. Yeah, we definitely want to win it. Team will be missing Raska for the match. Yeah, hopefully we can step up. A number of players would agree that Udinese was the highlight of the run. Yeah, we played really well. Yeah, a little nervous. See changes to your first team lineup. Yeah, we're always looking at fitness. Yeah, we wanna get off to a good start. We want to control the game. I think we have a great mutual respect. I don't know if this really matters, but Raska injured. Yenner a little dinged up. Cozy, oh, that kind of sucks for him. Hopefully he'll be okay for like the final 2 games. He's like one of those guys that could get a chance, but oh, yeah. And that'll probably be what we're looking at going into this final. Yeah, that's good news. Looks like he can be ready for, or might be ready for the Roma game. There will probably be another ad break shortly, so I'll try to make sure not to get the game started too quickly, since this is a very important one, but I don't think I'm allowed to hit snooze for like 30 minutes. I honestly don't know the rules, but yeah, because we just talked to him. Enjoys big matches. Yeah, you're just not gonna make it anymore. That's a shame, my dude. I'm pretty sure you were like a very popular option a few years ago. Yeah, I'm like trying to think what I need to remove him from the short list. And then do that. want us to play balanced. I kind of get that, but we'll see how everybody's feeling. Orestes might be slightly fresher, so we'll go with him over Carboni. Yeah, that does suck for you. Gossens, he did bounce back, but I think I want the solid defense. And then maybe Gossens can make an impact late if needed. Cueva didn't really bounce back. So I think at least to start, we're going to go Jan Valeda. Okay. That's fine. Do a big round of I Have Faith. Well, my striker's already motivated, so sounds good. A slight adjustment to tactics is I do think we're gonna start with the standard. I think very similar to Juventus, they're going to push it a little bit. I don't know. We won't start with pass into space, but if we kind of feel like we're on the back foot a little bit, we'll do that. Look to counter a bit more. For the opposition, yeah, I'm just concerned about your width. Pedro Neto. I mean, he can do it both, but I think these guys are going to be asked to be wingers. The interesting thing is it looks like Cucurella. Cucurella. Yeah. Problem is both those guys are pretty scary. Behind him, so they're gonna have their width. I don't know, we might have to defend a little bit more wide if we're having trouble putting pressure on crosses. Raska's suspended. These things happen, so it's up to the rest of the squad to make sure we don't miss him. We're going to have players with Jan that have versatility. Barcelo. Yeah, I don't know. I have faith in him. I mean, he's been playing left wing back the whole season. I don't really know what you guys are talking about. But different sets of team building on display here for the Cup. A very young squad for Brescia, all regens, versus Inter, that I think only have one regen, at least in the starting 11. Early attempt by Brescia. Birkenbaum seemed like he hesitated just a step. Pekovic out there for Zappasotti. A long one over the top to Cabrera. Oh, what a play by Fernandez. I can't remember if he won it or not, but he has been one of the best goalkeepers in Serie A for the last few seasons. Before it was with Milan, now it's here with Inter. Is he going to win trophies with them as well? I think he's got the individual already. Can he get the team? Ooh, I don't like how we're... Fortunately, Lautaro couldn't take that super cleanly. And Cucurella has a go. But way over. See, it's still a little early, but it seems like we are struggling to kind of hold possession. Madu! Oh, isn't that your strong foot? That's the shot you took? Neto. All around, Karnaseki makes the save. Satriano looking forward to Cabrera. I think he could have started his run earlier. I'm not loving it. I think I'm going to flip that. So we're going to be a little bit shorter, but we're going to look to do it a little bit faster. But I think we will pass into space. And look to counter a little bit. Pedro Neto comes flying in. Excellently done by Pedro Porro. Honestly, Inter are just committing. They're committing so many bodies forward. There's 7 guys in a line right there. That's what I was worried about when I saw their formation and with how aggressive their fullbacks could be. I mean, I don't think our strikers have had too much service. But the attack's been poor. Zappasoti's got a chance wide open. Better than anything we've created. We're not really letting them get like a ton of shots, but when they do get one, it's a decent chance. It seems like. Like even that last one, I mean, if he takes a better touch there. Thank you. Appreciate it. Have good luck in your network save. Appreciate you stopping in, and glad you could catch it at like I said, like a normal human time and not 3 a.m. or something. That stuff. We're just not able to get it. We're generating nothing. We're generating nothing. Maybe there's not much, because we're so narrow, there's just not enough space to like pass into. So we're almost hoping that like our guys up top Stromberg is going to get a chance at some point. It might be now. Cueva, Stromberg, we're trying to get more in the attack. I don't switch things up too often, but I'm wondering if I should try a different formation. We're just not generating anything. Miranda? Just like, and then when we do generate something, it just seems like we're not shooting very hard, not with purpose. We're just going to push it to the max a little bit here and but I think Stromberg offside. And then even if he wasn't, poorly taken in the one-on-one chance. And that's been the story of the day, even in our chances. It seems like just not quite there for Brescia today, unfortunately. A decent shot from Madu, Fernandez unable to handle. Pekovic. Pekovic puts it home! 1-1. Come on, pass into space. We'll drop it back to standard. We're just gassed. I don't, so we've been pushing this whole game. I was kind of hoping that we would have done what Inter did, and then I could have taken my foot off the gas a little bit. I mean, this is still on the higher. Can't pick the right pass, though. Cueva does look through, but yet again, I mean, offside. But yet again, in a one-on-one situation, not really the right pass. Karnasicki has to save, but an offside. Zuma? I mean, I guess he's going to get forward, so... Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna reset this. Oh, because everybody's tired. They're like, get aggressive. I get what you're saying, but so I think that would have ended up being pretty much what I set up, but I was interested if he was gonna do anything for their new attackers. Like if a guy had like a weak foot or something that we could take advantage of. Stromberg! He puts it over! And in the final moments, Brescia have taken the lead. The 2-1 advantage. I don't know if I want to pull any further back than that. I mean, we're kind of set up to be time-wasting things. The left side, I'll stay slightly more aggressive, just in case we can get an extra push. I don't like this. Okay. I don't really like that either, but not as bad as I thought. He hit it low and hard up the middle, and I was like, what an idiot. Also, yeah, I think I will, though. Bring Miranda back. Bodies flying forward for Inter. Pedro Porro looking at Dulev, clears off the line. Only as far as Cucurella, who has a long attempt. Pedro able to pick it up, but he was in an offside position at the time of the shot. Karnasecki from wide again. Going to Gossens. And he does keep it in play for Brescia. Stromberg, Orestes. Flips it to Madu, a dangerous pass across the middle. Birkenbaum out wide and plenty of space. As Brescia look, Stromberg through, brilliant ticky-tacky. It's Satriano if he's offside, if he's onside. It is the dagger. And it will stand. As Brescia have hoped. The captain. I mean, he's really the vice captain, but wearing the armband today. The man wearing the armband. Just a brilliant... That's what that triangle you want it to do. Cueva to Stromberg to Satriano. And this time, in our one-on-one situation... I don't even know about passing into space. We really just, like, bomb it. Pekovic looks to play one in the back. He doesn't mind hitting it a little too hard. And the final whistle comes. Brescia 3, Inter 1, and the winners of the Coppa Italia Fanta are... I honestly don't know what we are. I guess we're the Lions, but... You'd think I would have looked that up. But we are the champions for the second time in, I think, 3 years. I think 3 years. And you gotta be happy about that. We did not... we weren't at the races at the beginning. But our final 3 shots were all goals. When the pressure built and it came down to it, we stepped up. We put on our best chances of the day. I mean, Inter scored on theirs as well. Turned around. And actually, you know what? Just for that, I would agree. Pekovic's header, giving us hope. Yeah, tough day for Maximiliano Cabrera. I do think we should fine him. And just because he's young, maybe fine Abdulev as well. I'm pleased so many people played a big role in getting to this moment. Point deserve these moments. On a good run lately, but that was something else. Everyone's playing well, and we deserve to win it. Always confident despite moments where we looked comfortable. The way the game was going, I thought we did well. You could talk about luck here or there. We were around, we hung around, and it was that moment. We didn't score until the 81st minute, but that moment from Pekovic off the corner does make the difference. And we are one of the top American head coaches of all time. 4 days after the birthday. The second Coppa Italia victory, yes, it was. So, on either side of Milan. Um, second time in 3 years. And West Ham wants Anthony Madu. And then Marco Carnesecchi backing. And we are claimed as the biggest overachievers. But we dismantled Udinese 7-3. And an aggregate win over Milan. And some of our boys like that. Pekovic, Cabrera. A lot of guys like seeing that. Yeah, I mean, I think it's a good competition, especially, we jump into it late, sometimes in, like, the Premier League, you get into that FA Cup and you're playing some team in the 6th division or something, you could definitely kind of check out. These games are always important in the Coppa Italia for us. We never play those lower level teams, really. They're always teams in Serie A as well, in general. Yeah, I think we can become a real force celebrating. They fully deserve this. What a comeback. It only goes to show the level of spirit. Refused to be beaten. Pekovic. I think he's played well. And I want him to stay. Silverware secured. Yeah. Passing Saturn. Yeah. And just in case, I am gonna do a legit save here, and I'm gonna take a short break and be right back. And we are back. Buzzing a little bit after the cup. Oh, I do want to change that. I think that's a little too much after how hard we played in that game. 7 assists in the Coppa Italia final for Anthony Fanta for Madu. Not in the final. And we also set the record number of goals in the cup. Yeah, we really took the momentum there after the goal. I like that pass structure. You know, we were there. We were trying throughout the game. And yet again, it's just something about the way we play defense. We are just, you know, we force this to be pretty flat. I guess they can press up against us, but they're not really able to get through and really control in the super dangerous areas. Oh yeah, I want to go to training. I think we will do like an overall outfield. We will do something a little important. And also before this final, are there any other youth guys ready to make an impact that deserve a call up? I mean, so I guess we could, like, if we're really stretching it, Sabatini. Proietti. He's not bad. And then there's what Cozy's looking like. Yeah, honestly, I kind of hesitated with Cozy anyway, and I still kind of think I lean more he's not quite ready yet. I think really, you know, I don't want to fully go on the stars, but I do think once you're at this 2-star level, you have something somewhere in your game that I think, you know, you got at least like a baseline. I would say you're at that level. I feel like these guys are just a touch short where I feel like it's accurate. Like the 1.5 star here. Like, I'm sure if they got into a decent vein of form, they could be okay. But we'll just go with kind of our youth on the squad that's already kind of up here. And we won't do anything else. Pedro Neto, after his point-blank header against us. I mean, he's a really nice player. And Madu and Birkenbaum accept their fines. Oh, and speaking of which, Cabrera had a really rough one. Again, I don't know how much it's his fault, but somebody else had a bad game, right? I guess we must have found Cabrera sometime recently. Both Valeda and Abdullah accept their fine for their poor performances. But we could potentially... You know what? I am going to bring those other two guys up, though, actually. Just in case. They might get the, like, final game of meaning nothingness. So, Perotti. Sabatini. And then Cozy's already up. And then we'll leave the rest of the crew down there. Just wanted to like reset that a little bit. Yeah, we're gonna sit everybody. A Serbian center back, you say? Danilo Pekovic, is this you? Unsporting? Mm-hmm. Might be. Cut from the same cloth, I kind of suspect. No, he's so nice. With the acceleration and the off-ball, dude, oh man, he's got it in the right spots. The consistency kind of sucks. He might be worth that investment if he's non-EU. I don't remember what Romania is. So like the difference is like for Pesic here. The other thing is that they don't actually want to come here. Diogo Carlos. He's fine. I mean, that's not a move I'm going to make, even for a free. And yeah, I'm not going to worry about it too much. So I think we just want to play our general tactic as much as possible. Gossens and Nordberg suspended. Let me also reset that. So I think we're just going to look to get young guys opportunities against some good teams. Ashley Young. Ooh, good for Jackson. Actually, I was joining the plot is coming your way after the recent success. Praise of professional. It's always nice to hear positive things, but I try not to get carried away. We got a big match, and I'm sure it'll be a great occasion. Tammy Abraham, yeah, he's a fantastic player. Madu, yeah, I have confidence he'll be fine. Maybe seem to be so good away from home. You know, we're just happy to show up and cause some trouble. Eminal, yeah, it would be great to see him. He's a nice guy, but I just hope he won't enjoy the game too much. Yeah, he's definitely a good player. Though the campaign isn't quite over, your team has nothing else to play for. Try asking the fans. Although, yes, I kind of feel like I don't think I want to go full substitution, which is kind of where like the kids, the real youth. That's where I'm a little hesitant of why I was hesitant to bring up some of those young guys, because I don't know if I'm not like willing to just commit to play the kids these last two games, because it is tough, and when you do play your youth, you want them to play well and be given a chance. So Mogensen picks up an injury, will be out for 2 months. I mean, it seems like, I don't know, World Cup? Yeah, World Cup would make sense. So, maybe hurts his World Cup aspirations, but Hellas Verona beat Napoli, Sampdoria beat Lazio, and Atalanta draw against Torino. So some kind of disappointing results for teams. Gustavo Martins. Yeah, he's a good player. Nice pickup for Real Madrid. $13 goals, 7 assists. It's maybe even better than I thought that he could do at a top level. Melee looks good, so we'll keep an eye on him. Pelmard, experienced center back, who not a lot of jumping reach, but I do like the versatility there with having both feet. But probably not a move we would make. Just too expensive for what he is. So it looks like Kamani not looking to move, though. I don't know if we can switch that around over the summer, but might have to look in a different spot. Ahead of us, Inter win Benevento, get a big draw to maybe keep them in contention. Sassuolo beat Crotone, which really hurts them. Juventus win. Milan draws as they have nothing left to play for, but just rubbing it in to other people. And Fiorentina draws Cagliari. Atalanta just holding on. I didn't realize Torino making kind of a late push. So the final week, the biggest drama is probably Atalanta. And the relegation battle, I guess, as well. But so Karnaseki, Pekovic looks tired, so we'll go back to Orestes and then Carboni, with Abdulev getting it right back into it in the middle. Nordberg suspended, so I think we will see Birkenbaum, and we might see Farsi get some substitution time. We're going to give Barcelo the start. Cozy, especially with his fitness not quite being there. But we might see him today. In the middle, we will see Martin Arini to start. I'm not sure. What are you guys good at? You know, I brought you up. So you're a center back. Actually, you've got some crossing. So you're kind of a wide center back type option. Not that you're great at that, but okay. And that's Sabatini. And Proletti, I know he's a midfielder, but are you more box to box? More box to box, not quite really, but if you're gonna do anything up here, that's what you're gonna do. I don't know if either of those guys are gonna really get to play, to be honest. But Martinarini definitely. We'll go Miranda. And we'll definitely go Oscar Cueva. He'll probably play both the final games. And then we're going to go Stromberg and Cabrera up top. I still think we'll probably see Satriano get some chances. We could also see Jenner maybe in the final. The final game. But I want to see Cabrera and Stromberg because they might be the pair, or they're the pair that we're hoping for for the future. Oh, and I gave Karnaseki the start, didn't I? Whoopsies. So 55 for Sabatini. Proietti. He'll also get back in here. We'll just give him like 51. Yes, I did forget to move Karnaseki out. So, last game for Karnaseki. Probably will definitely try to get Petras in for the final one. I meant for him to play both of these. He's played enough this season, I think. And honestly, he might not really be our goalkeeper of the future. But something for later to discuss later. Yeah, I want to get guys a little motivated. We want to keep up some motivation for this one. Secret binder, good away record. You know, it's just down to hard work. First goal definitely matters. Yeah, if we play to the levels I know we're capable of, we will be fine. We are coming off of a big win in the cup. We are close to the record. One win out of these final two, and we will have the record highest points haul for us, and we will have the record number of wins. As we continue to build this legacy at Brescia. I didn't look at what we're doing. Zanolio? Yeah, I'm not too worried about that. They seem like they don't want these guys getting forward, but I think that's where the width is going to come from. Yeah, both those guys are going to cut inside. We'll have to see how they play. I'm a little worried about Tammy Abraham just running in behind, but they might have him more offset with Memphis kind of running in. You see he's already kind of dropped in a little bit early here. But he was just kind of in that position, so I'm not sure if that means much. Birkenbaum will clear. I feel like we could have tried. Maybe a little out of reach, couldn't control it. so he opted to head it out. Zanolio has himself a goal. A go at goal, I think is kind of what I was trying to say. Early yellow for Barcelo. Well, I'll let him play a little bit, but... Wild from Abraham Birkenbaum, able to read it and looking to push forward. He'll send one forward, but I think all that Cabrera could do is harass the defensive line, because he had run just a bit too early. And relatively easy there for Carnesecchi. Cueva looking across, can't find it. Abdulev and Arestas staying up. And they finally flip it back to Carnesecchi, who goes long. Which I don't necessarily agree with. He kind of had it wide open on the left side. Tammy Abraham, a chance. A lot of highlights and a lot of pressure coming from Roma. Alright, switch this up a little bit. I'm gonna take off the directness, but up the tempo. Neither Madu and Raska playing today, so they're sitting on the bench. So interesting to see the other midfielders, Cueva and Miranda, taking the free kicks. I like where Carboni was pressed up at, and then quickly delivering the cross. Through, Cabrera runs. Not a bad opportunity, just did a little bit with that kind of delayed run to open up a touch of space. And Orestes heads it. Yeah, this is one of those setups where we're a little bit weaker. Switch up our corner tactic. And Eminol has a go, and that was on. Karnaseki has to make a very nice save, pushing it over the bar. Another chance. Hey, we don't mind them shooting from, like, these super long distances. But I don't like that they're the ones generating, like, all of the offense here. Tammy Abraham again. Try something tricky? I'm not sure exactly what happened. Looked like some weirdness in the game engine. And they've kind of been dominating us on set pieces. I don't know if Cabrera's onside. He was not. Like, I think defensively we're playing well enough. It's just about... It's a question of, like, our counter-attack right now. I think I might switch it the other way. And go with, like, much more direct, but maybe a little... But maybe, like, a regular tempo. Just, like, mix it up. Do how you feel. And Barcelo's down. Offside, and Barcelo stays down. And how is he feeling? Seems like the injury is hampering him, but maybe we'll make the switch at halftime. Benitez did win the header. More like it from Brescia. Orestes tries to flip it over to Birkenbaum. Imanol unable to handle it. Birkenbaum has himself a go. And back to the keeper. And we will see Nicola Cozy get an opportunity to see if he can do anything today. Stromberg struggling, but we'll give him a chance to regain it a little bit. But he might be an early sub. Yeah, I ultimately liked what we were kind of getting towards on that attack. I don't know, we might just have to push it a bit higher. We just seem tentative. Like, even though we're supposed to be on that higher tempo, just seems like we're not actually looking to, like, pump a ball. And then, like, I don't know, was that a clearance? Like... Cozy tries to flip it in. Simakan getting a little creative in his own box. A little interesting decision. And Martinarini skies it. And Birkenbaum booked. And neither guy doing very well, but we'll go to Satriano. And we will go Farsi. Some fresh legs at wingback. Although, you know what? We're looking for a victory. Birkenbaum stay out there. Martinarini come out from Adu. Abraham. Baumgartner. Oh, a big block. Miranda. Clears it. Cabrera strides forward. He looks to go around Simakan. Need a little bit more urgency there from Birkenbaum. Like, we had options, and he just decided to take that couple of extra strides, trying to do something. Benitez flies in. He's got the advantage over Birkenbaum in terms of height. I'm not gonna... Well, we're all tired, so I'm not gonna push it too much more. Nice play Carboni. Oh, I love the idea from Miranda, but the offense wasn't on the same page. I mean, I don't think it was the best pass either, but this time he drops one into the channel for Cabrera. Cozy. Oh, a little far for Satriano. If that's just dropped into that space that Satriano found, that's dangerous. Yeah, we just didn't generate a lot today. Our chances were not quality, well defended. We usually have difficulty breaking Roma down. It seems like we also made it much better in the second half. Made it difficult for them to break us down. as well. Um, always the keeper's ball. And that'll end it. A 0-0 draw. Neither team really generating too crazy of a chance. Neither one getting to a full point of XG. I think early you could have seen Roma put one home, and maybe it's a completely different game, but we were just not able to push it. It felt like we were a little low. Stromberg had a really bad day. The defense had a nice day, though. Did their jobs. Oh, yeah. I didn't keep an eye on fouls. I wonder if that's something I should have pulled back on and let them get themselves in trouble. Yeah, I didn't think about that. I think both teams were kind of in the same boat on that front, but one more game to go, though. The rest of this was a joy. Yeah, he had a solid game. Expect to see more of that. Best attacking work. Yeah, it comes down to working hard. We do get it. I mean, I don't know why you would comment on that after a 0-0 draw, but... And Cueva now drops his lack of soccer concern, finally. So we've already beaten Inter today in a very important match in neutral ground. We're going to field a much weaker team, though, here in the finals. I kind of hope that they also do, but I could totally see them. Yeah, Barcelo, Cabrera never really linked up. Cueva didn't really link up well with Cabrera either. I think he is going to be amazing. I think he's just a little short. I know it sounds crazy when he's already scored like 40 goals here. It sounds crazy to be like, I think he's not that good yet, but I think he's not that good yet. Experienced center back. An EZU. I mean, nothing amazing he's doing, but nothing to maybe take him off the list. Already at Rennes. Let's pretty solid. He's not very good athletically, though. Mokos Virus? Zayos? I'm not sure. Yeah, he's fine. I think we'll keep him on the short list. That doesn't enjoy big matches is a little questionable, but you know, when you are a backup, you know, the point is to keep you. You're not supposed to get the biggest, most important matches. Like, not saying it never happens, but Miranda will now do killer through balls. Excellent. I do think we'll take. I'm going to take another short break right before the Inter match here. Abdulov, good Italian. He's not completely fluent, but it's good news. Oh, he's gonna be a stud. I'm so excited. Like, sometimes you pick up those guys and you're like, nah, I don't know. They might become something. They might not. Kind of Birkenbaum has fallen into that for me. You know, he hasn't really become what we were hoping he would. Abdulov's a guy who instantaneously, I'm like, I know he got off to kind of a rocky start here, but he was so good right away. You know, so good. I think he's going to be amazing. Tottenham now want Cueva. Proetti pulls his hamstring a couple days before, so the young midfielder may not get his chance. To make a debut this year, which I think is fine. It's kind of as expected. Yeah, let me take a quick break. I will be right back. And we are back. Diogo Jota is available. Again, I don't think there's really any reason not to at least keep an eye on the situation. Same with Wirtz, Mapondo. Yeah, our only hope with Mapondo would be they don't get Champions League or something. He's like, get me out of here. All the Italian clubs are interested in Silvestrini. I don't know, man. 9 aerial reach is rough. He is 18, so I think you could see him grow a little bit. And also, for sweeper keeper, starting out with 5 first touch is a little tough as well. I definitely want to keep an eye on that situation if we want to jump in there, but kind of surprised Kamani doesn't want to come here. Because Chelsea, want him? I mean, that's okay. He wants to earn big money, and we don't have the wages to pay what he wants. Honestly, that's probably it. Now that I think about it, he's probably looking and they don't have the wages to pay me. Which I guess is fair. I probably should do the kids this week one final praise before everybody goes home, but I think we'll just leave it at the senior team. One more win would also break our points haul. We've tied both, so kind of worst case scenario, we've tied our best season overall. Should Pekovic be? Yeah, he should definitely be in the conversation. He's worthy as anybody else. We all want him back, but I think it's time to be patient, especially at the end of the season with nothing to play for. Thoughts on Cueva? Rumors are rumors. I want to keep our best players here. Restis has several standout attributes, although Cueva might be in a weird position where we might not be able to re-sign him. So, it could be tough. Restis is yeah, it's nice to have him here. It's a great chance. Then I think we'll see changes. Yeah, I don't think it's unwilling to adapt. We want people to adapt to us. It's the end of the season. I'd like to see them stick with it, but they gave him the season to recover, and if he doesn't meet his goals, didn't get the team back on track, then there's not much for me to say, is there? No Italy plays for Carboni. The best U19 defender is Fulvio Colombo. Andrea Giuffrida is your under 19 best forward. They go from... I mean, he only scored 6 goals and 6 assists, but they do go from Ciro Immobile to that. So, yep, we're gonna see Petros in a tough game here. I think honestly we might fully sit Karnaseki just for fun. Have Andrade sit on the sideline. Abdulev getting the start. Everybody wants Danilo. Everybody wants him. That's a shame. Parodi. He'll play in the box-to-box role. We are also going to get Sabatini in, actually, instead of Pekovic. Abdulev and Carboni will sit here. Might be one of the last games for Carboni, at least in an important role, so we'll kind of do that for him. But we're definitely fielding a weaker team in front of Petros. This will probably be the weakest front we've put ahead of him. Yeah, we want to go to Nordberg. And we're going to give Cozy the start at wingback. So all the young guys getting their chance. I'm going to keep Miranda in. Oscar Cueva in. And then I think we will pair Jenner and Cabrera. In terms of the bench, it could be the end for Gosson, so we should probably get him out there too. Yeah, Stromberg not really ready to go. And, we can go to Farsi behind Nordberg. It's not really where I'd want to make a substitution at, you know, when we're playing all these really young guys. You're an idiot. I think this is our best team. Yeah, put on a show, boys. Have fun. They are playing their starters. They're going pretty hard. Not too surprised at that. But I would have preferred if they didn't. Always have to be as prolific as your team has been in front of goals. Yeah, it's definitely the way that you win the game. How hard have you found the recent? It's been hard with the soccer. We have to just keep... I mean, those are all pretty good teams. Benevento and Cagliari, I think, you know, they're in kind of relegation battle stuff. It's been a tough round, but, you know, we want to come out a stronger team. Just being rested. They're guys that are likely back next year, regardless of everything. Don't want any injuries or any issues. I expect them both back in some sort of capacity next season. Though I would like to upgrade from Birkenbaum, but I think we might have to replace Gossens, so. Or we might be in big trouble on the left side. Early yellow for Miranda. Miranda, you dirty dog, dude. Did you see that? What a monster. And Cueva hits it a little too high. Good position, though. Could have been more from Cueva. So that's the kind of things that, like, I don't know. I think if he was a slightly better finisher, you know. Like, I feel like he scores on a lot of the, like, chaotic ones. But, like, if you want somebody, like... Did both my center backs miss that? Are you kidding me? What? That might have been the stupidest sequence I've ever seen. Sabatini! And in his debut, the youngster, Vincenzo Sabatini, puts it home. He is tall. He's grown. And he gets an opportunity at the near post, and he scores in his debut. Nice, dude. Nice. A little bit of fun in the final game. Some dumb defending, but then we get that out of it too, so. Raspadori, Petras, you gotta catch that. All day you have to get. I think it's one of those weird ones because it was so close. Because it was just so close to the net. He almost like opted to punch or just like deflect. But yeah, you just need to catch that. That was just a really dangerous ball. They had Sko on the backside too, who would have had a tap in had Petras not touched it. So that was almost a guaranteed goal with just how well the cross opened up. And that's what we try to do. We try to prevent the like free crosses on the sides. Episodi had a chance. Five shots, 1.07 XG. That one shot, I mean, it's nasty, but did a lot. And that'll be halftime. A lot of nothingness there in the back half. Yeah, go make a difference, boys. Go make a difference. Make a play. Make something happen. Have some fun. Cozy kind of having a tough day. Not unsurprisingly, but he is. Cabrera? Turn and shoot. Ah, not a quick turn, but I like the little position there, and I like Miranda finding him. Nobody quite timing their runs right. The front line was trying, but never timed it right. Cozy? A chance for the young wingback. This one. I think we will see Gosens. It might be Gosens' last time in a Brescia kit. I mean, I think he would be good for another year, but if he doesn't want to come back, he doesn't want to come back, you know? Raspadori and Petras. Sabatini kind of doing just enough getting back there. He was pretty slow. Yenner, the keeper out in no man's land. Cozy will get an assist. And Mohamed Yenner puts it home. The youngsters for Brescia coming through. Sabatini, the 17-year-old, I believe, with a goal. Now it's the 18-year-old Cozy linking up with, I think, the 19-year-old Mohamed Yenner. I think even with the assist, we'll probably take Cozy off. Decent ball to Raspadori. And well blocked by Abdulev there, I'd have to assume. Pro. Neto steps in. Ball back in play again from Petras. He hasn't really been able to handle them today. Altero has a blast from well wide. Yeah, so we're gonna take Prioetti out. I'm also gonna take Cozy out for Gosens. Nicely read by Petras there. Neto strides forward and a nearly glorious goal from long range. Oh, Sabatini putting Abdulev under pressure. And we'll take out the other kid. So all the youngsters got like 60 minutes or so. And then we'll go back to Pekovic to finish this one off. And kind of keep them happy. I don't want them to like not play at all. Madhu's probably a little upset that he's sitting on the sideline. in the final game against a good team, you know? Cueva looks forward. Cabrera, fantastic movement, and how just goes wide. That could have been Gosson's team leading. We will not see Madu today with all the subs gone. So the only guy with a chance to take a decisive lead of league assists is Gossens. And he almost had it there. That's interesting. I don't know if I've ever seen anybody break that formation out. Yeah, no offense there, Yenner, but you could just touch the ball and be offside. I mean, we somehow keep a hold of it, but... Pekovic. Gossens. Heads it goalward. I think you just bring that down, though, if you're Gossens. Just was, like, too close, so he decided to go. I wonder if, like, having shoot less on there would stop him from doing that and look to pass. Essentially, you know what? I might, for future, put the wingbacks on with, like, shoot less. Just to maybe encourage, like, if you get the ball in a weird spot, unless you're wide open to take a shot, just pass it. Look for the pass instead. It's also a weird false 9 with 2 attacking midfielders and a shadow striker behind him. But then the shadow striker offset from the false 9. I don't... Does that even work? Just trying to overload us in the midfield, I guess. We hold on. We do enough. We didn't generate a ton of XG in this one, but the Vincenzo Sabatini header set us up and put us in a good chance, but it was Mohamed Yenner's goal. And we fielded a weaker team. If you saw that team sheet, you'd be like, I'm taking my bets off of that one. And if anybody would have stuck with Brescia on, we could build it. We just always want to keep building and building. And that will do it. So that will be a record number of wins, a record number of points for Brescia. It does also look like as much as they could have, Milan did falter down the line. We closed the gap from 8 to 5. Or something like that. So, the only other team to score 90. The final, it will be Inter and Juventus as kind of typical. Lazio, on the last day, jump Atalanta to finish 7th and get into European places. Atalanta, who I do think have a couple of intriguing players, will not have European competition to look forward to going into next season. Udinese hold on, along with Fiorentina, but nobody was really able to push for that top spot. Torino and Hellas Verona with good years, a down year for Roma. And I think Crotone has kind of been up here a little bit, but it wasn't like Bologna down. They survive on goal differential. Same number of points. They hang on. Like, I think this would have been one that's like, they've been in Serie A for 20 years or something, you know? Like, I mean, I don't know what the number is, but kind of like two expected. I think every expected relegation almost, but Nordberg twists his knee there. A goal in Sabatini's debut. They think he's gonna be Alessandro Bastoni. Nope. look at how good he is, dude. No. The only thing he's got is like this. He's like sort of the same size. And we get 25 mil for where we finish. Leo Gramil. I do kind of... Oh, you know what? Because we actually had him, and he did not play well for us. Wow, I say that. He did have a 7.05. Oh, he was just like... He wasn't happy when he played for us. I think that's right. I was like, there was something weird about his tenure, but I think he just wasn't happy with us. Sabatini. Yeah, I don't really want to single out. I mean, it's nice to see, but you know, it's a set piece corner. Good to see him get involved, but you know, good day, solid otherwise. But nothing really to talk about. Like, he might not even play for Brescia for another 2 years. Yeah. It's been important. We got a versatile group of players. That's the way I like to say it. Upper hands. Were there head games? And jumping right into international duty in the World Cup, it seems like. Which actually means some weaker teams for the Champions League final. The end of season review for Brescia. Vedgard Stromberg. I mean, I think he came in. The injury really hurt him, but I think we saw the flashes of what he can be. Yeah, I kind of understand what you're saying about Mohamed Yanner, but I don't know. I think his salary was worth the 11 goals coming in. Abdulev, I thought, got off to a shaky start, but ultimately settled in very well, and I'm very, very excited to have him around. Nordberg, I mean, he played a lot, so I don't know that you can complain about his salary too much. And Orestes, I think he was solid. He never, I don't, honestly, I think one of his best games was that goal there at the end, you know, or the assist there at the end. But I also don't know that he ever really put a bad game in. I don't remember that. I don't remember an amazing game, but I don't really remember one where I'm like, get this guy off the field, you know? And that happens every once in a while to Carboni, to Comas, to some of those other guys. So it's maybe nice to have a guy that settles in a little bit. So definitely expensive transfers in. Transfers out. They're not going to like any of this. Jamal Arab out. I actually did okay there. Yeah, we kind of had to sell Waldemar to open up the spot for Orestes, and I think he was better for us. I mean, I'm glad to see Waldemar kind of put in a decent shift in a starting role, but and yes, ultimately a loss, so I understand that. Bitshiabu, we made a little profit off of that. Um, don't love Mogensen. They didn't love the Mogensen deal, but he did okay there, and then um, we made a profit, obviously. Yeah, and every. Okay. Yeah, we didn't get any fees, so they're not very happy. But they did like the big one was Tomazic, and we were able to get him off. And actually, Tomazic was having a little bit of success at RB Salzburg. Goal of the season was Martina Rini. Oh, that last one in the 94th minute. Um, we had very good games against Inter this year, and we had a dominant victory. Yeah, it was dropping back. We won the Coppa Italia. We were generally successful, though we got whipped up on by Man United. And we played Arsenal, I think, okay, but just didn't do quite enough. And, obviously had a pretty good Serie A. Yeah, I was disappointed by the deep line playmaker pretty much all season. Like, I think we at least saw flashes from the advanced midfielder, and we got some. But ooh, Serie A head coach of the year. Competition awards. Satriano is your player of the year. The best young player of the season is Anthony Madu. FIFA's and the next gen best under 21s player, Maximiliano Cabrera. Madu breaks the record. Orestes the highest fee in, and Mogensen the highest fee out. Satriano was incredible. 22 assists from Anthony Madu. A lot of corners to help boost those stats, but Satriano 29 goals. Ooh, and Maximiliano Cabrera jumps up early in his career into the Brescia best 11. Cabrera, Satriano, Bonazzoli, Bisoli, Burnaby, Vorslev, Chancellor Comas. The subs: Carnesecchi, Carboni, Beluda, Sejout, Niels Eric Bach, Sistana, Mogensen. How is Bonazzoli doing in Jeddah? Last year was really, really nice. Been scoring for him. No goals from long-range shots by the opponents. Sure, we'll just be going different places in Italy. Isaac is your English Player of the Year, as he was the top goal scorer, even over Erling Haaland. Victor Cabrera is your Young Player of the Year. Satriano is your we didn't play them in every match. We rotated pretty heavily, so it's tough to win these games, but we weren't too far behind those top ones. Safanov is your best goalkeeper of the year. Head coach of the year, this guy. Pekovic and Satriano. And then the rest are all Milan. Jesus Christ. I'll vote for Bomb. Only guy better than me in the... Edison Jose. Yeah, I think we have to look at some of that. Nothing too special in that meeting. So we need to do the team meeting. We need to do some of this. Again, I mean, I think we made that. Okay, that's fine. I do kind of want to say challenge for the title. I mean, I think we were close. I think we can be close again. But yes. I mean, as long as we don't lose too many players. I don't want to say that though. So it is just kind of like we'll improve in whatever. I feel like that's arbitrary. I don't think I like the idea of making those kinds of. I've been avoiding those promises. I haven't really been checking them out. But if that's kind of my only options, doesn't excite me. So we will go ahead at least to the Champions League. We might end the stream a little bit early just to wrap it up. But I might do a little talking of kind of what I'm thinking for summer transfers as we look to push this team towards the top. We were close this year, but I still felt like we're still a tier behind almost. I do like perfectionist, but yeah. I think I'm just going to remove him. I'm not necessarily going to say not interested, but yeah, because none of those are really critical to me. But, oh, and you are only English, right? Yeah. Oh, these guys are just like getting added to the loan list now. Whatever, we'll do that. It's kind of nuts. I mean, Tomasic did well. The thing is, I think we have to look for a permanent transfer. So, like, I mean, like, I'd be willing to do, like, if you're interested, you know, to, like, buy him full time. It seems like he played well for you. It seems like he's developing well for you. Like, the only other thing I could think to do with Tomasic is keep him and sell, like, Raska. Which I know seems, like, really weird after, like, selling him, but I do think there is something about him. The concentration really hurts. He's got, like, mostly everything else, like, at least at a decent level, plus has that, like, supreme passing to maybe be, like, deep line playmaker. Is that, like, even better for him? But I think we'll bring him back off. Dude's a monster. It's gonna be tough to say no to 100 million, though. It's part of the talk. The whole midfield situation is part of the talk, and I think because of that, I want to bring Tomasic back, and I think list him. My goal is, I think, to move on from him. It's just not quite right, and I just feel like it'll be tough to I think it's just going to be extremely difficult to, like, rectify the situation. I don't think he's, like, insanely mad at me, but I don't know. By the time, like if I re-sign him, we're kind of in trouble, you know. Oscar Cueva. He is in such a tricky spot. Because look, it is hard to argue. And across all competitions, 8 goals, 12 assists. That's 20, if you're thinking like a 10 and a 10 split or something. It's hard to argue with that, right? He kind of hit that split in I think the question would be, is he even willing to renew his contract with us? I think that's ultimately the question. Because if he's not, I have to accept an $82 million offer. And, it's not really a loss on anything. It's fine. But, it maybe hurts. I think he's close to, exactly what I mean. Because he's got so much interest. And I can't lose it for free. I still will answer the question like that. I am reluctant to see him leave. And I think that's my true feeling. I'm not excited to kind of be forced into that issue. So there will be a delay. It was not the last game in Mario Rigamonte. There's been a delay in construction. Welcome back, Clement Tomazic. Okay, I guess he's not officially back yet. But yeah, it looks like we're going to take a pretty hefty loss on Tomazic. Yeah, so we'll talk about it. Serie A best player of the season is Danilo Pekovic. And the best young player of the season is Anthony Madu. 3 goals and 12 assists in the league. And take that, Milan. The Serie A best defender of the season is Danilo Pekovic. The best midfielder of the season, Anthony Madu. And the best striker of the season, Martin Satriano. A Brescia sweep. And some of those guys didn't even play in those final couple of games, so didn't really pad any stats or anything. But also maybe didn't ruin anything. I guess you could think of it that way too. I'm not gonna look at the contracts and stuff right now. I'll try to remember to come back to this. I don't think there's anything super important that we're losing. To probably just re-sign my scouts, to be honest. Okay. He did just win a bunch of awards. Have to think about him, right? But yeah, I think essentially we're gonna wrap up the stream here. I'm probably gonna sit back and think about this a little bit more. I think this is a massively important off season, and we did not really get much backing from everybody. So I'll probably set some things up with the intention of going over some of the things that we've done. I also don't want to get too far away from staff contracts and stuff like that. I do think you get at least one more chance. I think it's when there's a month left. They're like, hey, you want to sign your staff? But we could also take a look now with kind of what our thoughts are. But I think we're going to push forward. You know what? Actually, I lied. I thought I was going to wrap it up. I do kind of want to go over everything and what I'm kind of thinking for the offseason, and whether or not I maybe set that up or do things will be on for me. So give me a second. I will be right back. So I'm back, and we are gonna wrap this up. But I think I will take this position by position, just kind of quickly, kind of go over my thoughts at keeper. I thought Marco has been fine, but hasn't been like as amazing as I think I've wanted a keeper to be. Now, I do think looking at the allowed goals here is a little harsh. We put him against the toughest teams out there. He got a little injured this year, and so I think he's always going to kind of allow just a couple more goals, just the way that he plays with us, right? Um, eh, but I think on kind of that other front, I don't think he's a keeper that pushes us to the next level. And I would love to upgrade at the position. I think it's going to be very difficult. I don't know that I'm actively going to search for Karnaseki to leave, but with 2 years on his contract, it might be time. I think one of the big issues is salary-wise. We'd probably have to pay a keeper pretty good money. I also don't know if there's really any available. There's a couple of youth guys that look intriguing, and that kind of leads me to my next point. To raise funds, I think it's the end of Joseph Patras. I'm still glad we ultimately gave him this year to see what he could do. Again, you look here, but remember, he was playing against all the bottom tier teams except for early, and then we did give him, obviously gave him a couple of games late against like a Juventus and an Inter, and early he played a couple of tough games too, and so like I don't know that he ever put a bad foot in, right? I don't want to like come out and say. I just think with kind of seeing the potential isn't there. If we can take advantage of selling for the potential still before this thing all kind of gets locked in, and his value, I think, would almost instantaneously plummet, I think we have to be willing to sell Patras. Which what that means is I think Andrade actually gets to stick around yet another season. To just like exist. We might also try to move on from him in some way, but he might just be the third guy again for another season. We don't really have any internal youth that I'm super excited about. Maybe this guy becomes something, maybe, possibly, but pretty unlikely. In the central defense, Pekovic I love, Abdulov I love. When I originally targeted Orestes, and this is on me, when I originally targeted Orestes, I wanted him to get his Spanish nationality because he was at Atletico before, and I kind of got things rushed, and ultimately it came back to bite us a little bit, I think. So I think he's a very expensive transfer for kind of what he is. And what he is a very solid player at this level, but he doesn't have like an immense quality like to change a game, I feel. I don't think he's going to necessarily cost us any games, but I don't know that he's going to win us any games. Now, I'm okay with that, with Abdulov and Pekovic around him. So I think I wouldn't mind those three guys going next year. I think the question kind of becomes, can we keep an Andrea Carboni happy? Can we keep an Arno Comas happy? Or do we have to look at maybe moving on from one, if not both of those guys? Now, we do have the intriguing prospect, Rafik Nordbo. I'd like to give him another year to try to grow, because I think if he physically grew height, his jumping reach would go up. But I still think he might be a good player. Just even without that, it's just he is going to be so vastly different to Pekovic, who he would be backing up. But this might be more of a hope we can sell for profit. I mean, we bought him for 4, so you would think. But we kind of have to give him time somewhere legitimate, right? I don't know. So I'd like to give it another year to Nordbo, but he may not be. He might never play for Brescia, which is maybe a little mean. I think also Florent Denis is disappointing. Oh, we got him on a free? I thought I paid for him. Oh, that's actually a fantastic piece of business for me. But yeah, I mean, I think he may get a chance to stay. Maybe. How do you do it? Yeah, I mean, didn't do anything amazing, but didn't. I mean, he played really bad against us, but that was a bad game for his whole team. So, and it is one area where we have some youth between Negro, Reina, there, right? So I think we're in a good spot to turn it over if we keep the starters. The problem is I want to kind of improve that left spot still, and that's kind of the problem that I think has fallen Orestes, is I don't think that he improves that spot enough, and I think I should have pulled out of that. I shouldn't have offered him that money, I don't think, kind of in hindsight. And like I said, I think he was a good player, but maybe not quite worth all the transfer hullabaloo, especially with him taking up a non-EU spot for us still. I think even just that simple fact, I'd be much happier with that. Wow, this is, like, keeps peaking every once in a while. But I mean, I don't think anybody's really ready to take over a spot, but, like, you know, we might have a body in desperation, right? So we might be able to be a little thinner as we maybe overly sell guys, is kind of more what I'm saying. I think I'd like to keep Carboni. Well, he's just fairly determined. I think he used to be. I mean, Orestes being a leader is nice, though. We need more of those guys, because, like, Pekovic isn't. Okay. So, I don't know. I'm pretty willing to maybe both. But maybe keeping one for that veteran presence. I do think there is something about, like, a veteran presence in this game. But it might be the end for Comas in particular, as he has kind of fallen out. And it might then be, what's his name? Florent Denis might just kind of slot in there. Thomas Grecci, oddly enough, probably could play, like, wide center back. Anyway. At wingback, I think we're probably going to have to list Gossens. Wow, there's a couple of teams that want him. His natural fitness is still there, and I know he's coming off of a pretty good year with 12 assists. I just think that he's only going to get worse, and I think we saw him, I think particularly in, what's the word? In the Champions League, I think he struggled. I mean, I don't think he's a bad depth guy to have around, the spirited personality and everything. So I wouldn't mind keeping him, but it might be, if we're gonna make any of that money back, right? For the 20 million that we, like, brought him in on. Now, it might be now or never, right? I thought Barcelo was okay, but he's kind of been up and down. I definitely think we need better at wingback, and Farsi didn't really get to play, but I think was fine. And then Cozy, I would expect to go out on loan, I think, and give himself a chance. On the right side, Technically, Madu and Cueva, two of our better players, can play that position, but it's really been Birkenbaum, and I started to be very disappointed in Birkenbaum. Now, I think that he's a brilliant backup, potentially, because, again, I don't think he puts in a bad shift, but, like, you know, you're seeing 12 assists on the left side. You know, nothing like that from Birkenbaum, and I'm not necessarily saying like that's the number I need, because I think there is something about being good defensively, but I also think Nordberg, who was probably supposed to be worse defensively, I think played okay, right? And he got 4 assists, so I don't know. I mean, I like both those guys. Cardella, I think, is somebody that we very much have to, I think, really look to move on from. I think it's proven, man. He dominates. He dominates Serie B. He can't play. He can't play at Serie A. Just not quite there. And I don't think he'll ever get there. So I think we gotta move on from Cardella this year. I think that's a very, very important move for us. In the midfield, Madu is obviously amazing. We'll talk about Cueva later. I think Raska is the perfect backup to Madu. And so I don't want Raska playing as the starting deep lying playmaker anymore. I want him to be Madu's box-to-box backup, is kind of what I'm leaning. Because I think Raska's another great, just like, teamwork, positioning, maybe his leadership, not necessarily, but he's one of those guys that will die for the shirt, you know? Live and die for the shirt. And I think that's a good player to keep around. Tomazic I'd like to move on from, I think. I think he's just expensive for what he is, even if we do end up keeping him, even if he does somehow become something, even after this growth. But, like, it's not like it's crazy growth, right? And it wasn't like he was incredible with us. He just was really good in Austria, but that's not Serie A. That's not Italy, right? So I think it's time to move on from Tomazic. And so I think we're going to end up taking a slight loss on this a few years later, but I think it's just a thinning move. I think the other very tough decision is Martinarini, and I kind of talked about it today. He can score a banger. He'll pop off. Some of the goals he have scored have just jumped off the page to me, but I just don't know that he's been better than Raska. And then you look at this, and sure, aerial is the only thing he beats Raska at. And look, I understand they're in very different markets, right? Everybody loves Raska, and then you maybe are questioning Martinarini. But I think that's my point. If we want to keep the strong depth, it's Raska over Martinarini, in my opinion. As much as I've loved the goals he's scored, I would wish him all the best wherever he goes. He doesn't really have a negative thing about him. He just doesn't have enough positives, I think, in this attribute area. Miranda, I thought, was okay. And we did sign him, right? I think I signed him. If I didn't sign him, I think he could be on the chopping block. If I did sign him, I think he wouldn't necessarily be a bad backup, because I think he is a more true deep lying forward type guy. He's got that vision number. He's got the technique, passing, first touch, those things that you need. mean, he's got it in the right places, I think. Plus, kind of a very, not a quiet thing, but because you notice him on the field. He's 6'4". Dude is huge. He's a great body to bring in and just be taller than a lot of other guys to win that. And then we don't have a lot else in the midfield. We did have Piroletti, who I think could maybe possibly become something, but I almost think that he's kind of a worse Martinarini, to be honest. Martinarini now is really cheap. I think that would really be the only question that you would ask over Raska. I think if the difficult thing is if somebody comes for Raska, at 50 mil, is it worth it when you have a backup like Martinarini who can do something, right? We just, then I think we have to think about it differently next year, and we have to ask Anthony Madu to play every game, essentially. And then, kind of similar to how we played Patras this year, just like against the worst of the worst teams, Martinarini plays. But, if there's an injury, I'd rather have Raska around. And it's not like his salary, I think, is breaking the bank either. I mean, it all adds up. But, in the attacking midfield, we'll finally move on. Oscar Cueva, I'd love to keep, but it seems like it's on the way out. We weren't able to get there. I think he re-earned my trust and my faith in him this year. Again, like you look at goal involvements in the league in 28 appearances against Anthony Madu in 26 appearances, so like close enough, right? And now there's a big discrepancy down here, right? Like, but 15. $14. So if you really like Madu, and I'm not saying goal involvements aren't anything, I know Madu does a lot for us. He also gets a lot of help with key passes from corner kicks and stuff. But, when you kind of look at it that way, isn't Oscar Cueva kind of doing what you want when you really take a step back? I think the really tricky part is if teams really go after him, I have to sell him because he's going to want to leave. And that's really a big mess up on my part. Jan Valeda, now here's a player that is costing too much money, I think, for what he is. I think he has flashed at times. There I would say it's significantly worse, lower, right? Only 10 in 27 appearances. Now, a lot of his appearances were substitution opportunities, but I think he scored in some of those chances as well. So, I don't know. To me, Jan Valeda, it could be the end, with mostly the salary being the big one. I feel like he's a guy that's got it in all the right places. He's just a little lacking in that athleticism that can really push him over. And I wouldn't mind giving him a chance, like, if teams come hard for Cueva, and then we just go with Valeda next year. I'm not opposed. I think we see where athleticism in that position can get you sometimes. But we might not have much of a choice, unfortunately. And then attackers, I think this is probably the position that's the most set, and I'm pretty happy as long as nobody surprises me here and wants to leave. But Satriano is fantastic. I think we're seeing the flashes from Cabrera. It's just about, can I get him more consistent? Because it does also seem like, he just disappears every once in a while, right? And then Stromberg hasn't really been able to stay healthy, but he doesn't actually have the injury-prone marker. So I think we've just kind of gotten unlucky with him, and I think he will be good once he gets the opportunity to play. I mean, in the games that he did play, 6 goals, 2 assists, and 9 appearances, so kind of tough to argue with, right? So I think we have it. Also, I mean, a big surprise from Mohamed Yenner. I think the question is, can I get him enough games to keep developing? I think it's the big question with Mohamed Yenner, because he actually flashed. He is pretty good in front of goal. I didn't think he would be, or I thought that was going to be a little weakness. It seems to be no weakness at all, at least in year 1. So kind of to recap, I think there's going to be big changes in the attacking midfielder. I think it's just a question of what happens. It might even be both, which is kind of an unfortunate side of that, but might even be both. And then midfielders, I think, are mostly going to be as expected, but I think you could see Tomazic and I think potentially Martinarini, because I'd like to bring in a good deep-lying playmaker. Somebody that's played as a deep-lying playmaker, or should have, because I don't think there's really a way to tell if they've played that way. Maybe you can find out through some things. But I'd like to make some sales there. I think wing-back-wise, we could look at sales, and I definitely think it's a position we do need to improve on both sides. And then central defender might be a little bit more set in general. And then goalkeeper, I think, could see a lot of changes. My thought is Karnaseki's probably going to stay, and then we might push kind of hard for one of those youth prospects that we have found. And then maybe look to move on from Petros and Andrade. Or probably both. But that's kind of my general thoughts as I look to push on. So I haven't actually listed anybody for transfer yet, but I think you're kind of getting the sense of who I will. And I'll probably look at this a little bit more. Also look to maybe do some of the staff re-signings and some of that other stuff that just takes a couple hours of things before the next stream, which will be on Monday at the typical time, 8 p.m. Eastern, or kind of like whenever I get back home from work and eat and get food in me and everything, and then I can push forward. But usually by the time all that happens, it's been 8 o'clock, even if I leave work a little bit early. I like maybe just having that extra touch of time to check everything, be a little bit easier. Yeah. So hope to see you then. I think thanks everybody who stopped in and hung out today. Appreciate all of that as well. I'm still behind because it's a lot of video to look at. But I'm gonna start, I think, maybe as I'm doing some of this tomorrow. Here, I might also work on the YouTube page a little bit and try to get year 9 at least all scheduled to come out, and so people might be able to kind of catch up and be excited for when year 10 really starts. But we'll see if I can get to all of that or not. Trying. But thanks everybody. Have a good rest of your day. Peace.